Hey, Mike here with Mike's Bags, and today I'm reviewing the Mojo by Ultra. And I will say this is a bag I didn't intend on reviewing, but I had quite a few of you reach out asking me about it, as well as some of you sent me messages saying you got a set and you kind of enjoyed them. So I went ahead and picked up a set reluctantly, and let's go ahead and break it down and see what I found out. We'll start with design. This is definitely a different design from what Ultra puts out normally. It's more of a graffiti kind of cartoonish look to it. It's fine. I don't have any issues with it. It's not what you expect from Ultra, but I'm fine with it. The slow side's carpet material, so one of the slow sides is the carpet material. No design on that. These bags are ACL Pro stamped for 2023 for those that plan ACL events. The material, normally bags have a slow and fast side. This bag has a slow and slow side. So we'll start with the slower of the two slow sides, which is the carpet. And this is basically the BG Viking carpet. There's some things that look a little different to me than the Viking. So I'm not sure if it's just a different manufacturer or if it's a sister product, carpet in the same carpet family, but it's a little different. But it feels like it and plays like Viking carpet. So I'm going to call it the Viking carpet. My guess is it may be a different manufacturer that Ultra is using than what BG uses, so it makes it look a little different. But basically your BG carpet here, the BG Viking carpet here, and it's a 4-speed material in most conditions. Now, Ultra calls it a 6-speed, and Ultra has these weird speeds. They have a hot dry rate and a cold damp rate. I don't really know why they do that, but they do that. They call it a 6 on both situations, and honestly, it's a 4-speed on normal boards. As boards get even colder boards and hot, I don't know. As boards get faster, you may play a 5-speed. As boards get humid and damp, it's still going to play that 4, maybe even a 5. So I would say a 4 to 5. It's never a 6-speed, but most normal conditions, this is a 4-speed material. The other side is the linen material you see on the slow side of the Psycho X, Widow X. It's the slow side of the Reynolds Victory, the Big Daddy Carnage, the B3 Justice has on the slow side. It's a nice slow side for a bag. The problem is it's the fast side on this bag. Now, Ultra calls this a 3-speed and cold damp and a 7-speed hot dry. Honestly, it's a 5-speed material on most normal conditions. Fast boards, maybe you get to a 7 or a 6. I don't know if it ever gets to a 7. It has to be really blazing fast boards to get to a 7. It's maybe a 6. But when you get in those sticky, damp, humid conditions, whether it's hot or cold, if it's damp on there, it's like a 1 or 2. So really, to me, this is a 5-speed material. You're looking at a 4-speed slow, 5-speed fast, normal conditions. Fast boards, maybe a 5-6 is what you're looking at there. But it's almost the same speeds both ways around. When you get in humid, sticky, damp boards, now you've got like a 4 to 5 and like a 1 here, right? It becomes almost a one-sided bag at that point if you're playing with it. Feel-wise, it's a fairly full bag. It reminds me it's closer to the Widow fullness. If you're familiar with Ultra, it's closer to what the Widow feels like than, say, the Viper does. So it's a full bag. It's got quite a bit of fill in there, which gives it a nice hand feel. And the fill is that disc fill that Ultra uses. So it really does have a wonderful hand feel. If you like most people like a fuller bag when they hand feel it, and I'm no exception. I do like a fuller bag for as far as the way the bags feel. So nice hand feel to it. Template wise, it's kind of that medium template. Really template wise and feel wise and fullness route wise, it really looks like a Widow. So if you're familiar with Ultra or the Widow, that's kind of what you've got, just two different materials on there. Playability. This is where the bag kind of struggles for me. It's where it falls apart. And mainly because both these materials are kind of control materials. They're for playing more of a slower, dirtier style game. The issue I have is this bag doesn't have a side to push and clean up. So when you throw a blocker with this carpet, you put a blocker up there, now the problem you have is you've got to throw hard to collect it. You've got to throw pretty hard, because even if you flip it over and go to this linen side, it's not enough speed with a normal throw to push. So what happens is you end up with the bags bunching. They just hit and bunch and clog up, and then once you got two bags there, now you got to throw even harder to collect. It's a tough bag to collect, which means you get scared to throw blockers, but the problem is especially this carpet side, this is designed to throw blockers. It's designed to dirty the board. You can kind of run bags in a hole on this linen side if the boards are fast enough, but if the boards start playing normal or slowing down a little bit, it's tough to do that. The problem is if you're running bags in a hole on this linen side and then you leave one short, especially if you leave like a level 2 or 3 blocker on this, you're not collecting that. If you're going to leave a blocker as back, you've got to leave it like right up at the hole, or almost dripping in the hole, so it doesn't take much. And then you're going to do a push and replace, and then hopefully your last bag. Hopefully your opponent will collect it for you. If not, you've got to come in hard and push through it. The big issue I had is neither one of these materials are very forgiving, right? They both will kick on you if you don't have a flat bag. So you've got to have a perfect flat bag to throw this, or if you don't, you're going to be facing the kick on it. The other problem is neither one of these materials are really that hole friendly. Both of them have a tendency to want to hang on the hole. And when they hang on the hole, your next bag, when you come to collect, I found myself more times not trying to collect as I ended up bunching up or hanging the other bag, and now I had 2 bags there, and the hole was blocked, so I had a hard time getting my next bag in, or I was going to give up points that round, right? It was a very frustrating bag to throw because it forced me to throw a perfect throw every time, right? And honestly, the misses I had up here, and I had a lot of misses, I really did, they were my fault, right? The misses were because I didn't throw the bag perfectly. But good bags make up, or forgiving, and they make up for those not so perfect throws. Even if as long as you can get it close, a good bag will still get in the hole, or leave it there so that you can get it with your next bag. The problem with this bag is if you weren't perfect and you left the bag short, left the bag on the side, you were in trouble. You really weren't collecting. If you didn't slide the bag in the hole, there wasn't a great chance it was going to go in the hole. And if you went for a collect, you had to be perfect because you had to throw it hard. And if you weren't perfectly hitting that in the middle and you clipped it on the side, what was happening is you were blowing this bag out of the way, and this bag was flying off the back of the board or flying off the side somewhere, and you were now losing both bags. And I struggled with trying to collect. So the problem is I was scared to throw a blocker, so I was trying to throw harder, and then I was missing. And cornhole is such a confidence game. There's such a big mental side to cornhole. And as you throw bags, as you put more bags in the hole, you become more confident, and it becomes easier to put more bags in the hole. It just spirals, the snowballs, right? As you put them in, more go in. Well, the reverse also happens. As you miss bags, you start overanalyzing, you start overthinking, and you get up there and you're really stressing on technique and trying to figure out where you're wrong. And every time you miss another bag, it leads you to more stress, more anxiety, and it just makes it harder to put the next one. And that was what I was finding with this bag, it gets to the point where I didn't want to throw the bags. I was so frustrated with throwing these things, I didn't want to throw them, but I was trying to get the footage to make a decent video. And honestly, I didn't cherry pick the bad rounds, the bad throws here. I had 2 hours of me out there throwing, trying to get enough good clips to showcase what the bag could do, and I couldn't get them there. I just was so frustrated. After I finished throwing this bag, I just walked away scratching my head thinking, how can Ultra put this bag out, right? I mean, Ultra they have a ton of pro players. They've got bag reps out there. I'm sure they had a prototype of this bag, and they had to have sent this bag out to people and said, hey, test this out. I can't believe this bag came back with positive reviews saying, yeah, this is a good bag. Let's go ahead and put this in production. There's no way that people like this bag. And what I struggle with the most, when I do reviews, I'm always thinking of the situation. Where is this bag? Where would I use this bag? What situation would I pull this bag out? What type of player would use this bag? And every time I thought of a situation with this bag, there was always a better bag, right? Like anytime I would pull this bag out, I would rather have a BG Viking or a Fly Strix or a Fly Magic or the KDS Blackout or the Striped Dolphin or any of those other bags that use this Viking carpet but have a faster fast side. I would rather pull those out every day. There's never a time where I felt like this linen side was the best side to pair with this Viking carpet. Just never the case. Or the other option is, if I'm going to pull this linen side, I want to do this, I'd rather have the Psycho X, right? Who has that game changer fast side, right? I'd rather have that over this. Like, I'd rather have a 2-sided bag. I felt like this bag, it's always a 1-sided bag. Like, I just don't have another side to go to. And I'm really asking those of you who like this bag, who throws bag, put a comment down below, send me a message, let me know what it is you like about this bag, and let me know why you would choose this bag over any one of those other bags. Like, because Ultra has, put this material, carpet material, with the Widow fast side, the Psycho fast side, or the Viper fast, any one of those 3 materials, and you've got yourself a great bag. But with this linen material, like, this is just an awful bag. I mean, I hate to say it, it's an awful bag. And really, the only situation I came up where this bag would be maybe beneficial is for someone who's a beginner, who's starting to learn to play cornhole and struggling to keep bags on the board. This is actually, it's a nice bag. It'll stick, it's down the board, so it doesn't frustrate. Like, a beginner can at least start getting 4 bags on the board and get consistent, and then eventually progress on to a better bag. The problem is the price. These bags are $125 for a set, which is just absurd. Like, for $125, that's at the higher end of prices of bags, and there's a ton of bags out there that are way better than this that you can buy that are going to play better. If this bag should be $60. $60 for this bag. A beginner could buy it, learn on it, and then eventually progress into a better bag. At $125, absolutely no. I can't recommend this to anybody. In fact, I dare say this because I'm going to get a lot of emails, a lot of messages from the Ultra fans out there. And go ahead, send them on. I'm fine. I'll take it. This is the worst bag I've ever thrown. The worst bag before this was always, to me, was the Game Changer Steady and the Say 2.0s. I thought those bags were awful. But but this is by far the worst bag I have ever thrown. It's at the top or the bottom of the list, however you want to rank it. This is just by far the worst bag. So availability on this, and we'll jump to that. Ultra has a website, ultracornhole.com. The bags, as of this review, were available in this color. They had a blue color as well. Again, $125 a set. Please don't buy them. Please don't buy them. If you're thinking about buying them, find someone who's got a set, borrow them, throw them for a bit. I think that'll help you make your mind up. Don't waste your money on these Mojos. There's better bags out there. But if you're gonna send me an email or a message defending the bag, all I ask is, give me the situation where this bag is the best choice. That's all. Maybe I'm missing something, and if I am, I will come back and I will say I'm wrong. But I just can't think of a situation where this is the best bag out there. So I hate these type of reviews. These are always the hardest reviews to do. They're tough to tear a bag apart. But this is my honest opinion. This bag absolutely sucks. Stay away from it. So thanks for your support, guys. Thanks for watching.
But they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things.